Yo, what's up? My name is Petrowski. Welcome to a Magic the Gathering arena video showing off a standard budget deck known as Mono Black Aggro. This is a deck that I created, fully brewed up myself, known as Mono Black Aggro. I played Mono Black Aggro a lot during Magic Origins standard, using things like Erebos Titan, Despoiler of Souls, Blood-Soaked Champions, and just other things of that nature. And I won some really nice local tournaments due to that deck, due to it being underrated, yet still more powerful than people expected, and was able to take up some nice wins at some pretty healthy-sized standard tournaments back in that era. And I think Mono Black Aggro is not as good right now as it was back then, but I think it's still decent, and I think it's kind of underrated, and it's super, super budget. This is an awesome budget deck that is mostly, uncommons here. We have, I think the only, big rares are going to end up being the Midnight Reapers. There's 3 of those in the deck. Those are each a rare, so that's 3 rare things there. And then Unstoppable Slashers and Bloodletter of Alkali. We're going to call them Bloodletters. 2 Bloodletters, so 2 mythics only. Only 2 mythic tokens to actually fully craft this deck, and then 5 rares or so. This deck is not 1000% perfect. I do think there are ways to change it, fix it, adjust it, and honestly make it better. I'm still tweaking things. It is not a perfect deck list, but this deck list will be linked in the description if you want to check it out. The main strategy of this deck is to be okay with your own creatures dying. You have things like the Unearth on that 2-mana artifact 3/1. I think that card has been an absolute powerhouse. I've been really, really impressed by it, honestly. You have so much recurability with your 1-drops, and the deck is meant to be a lot of 1-drops. This is a perfect hand. 2 mana to start. Probably going to go ahead and start with the Gorehound just so I can start getting some of that Surveil value. On 2, we can play the Harvestor or draw another 1-drop and go into the Diregraph Ghoul. It'll depend here. Obviously, no blocks into mono red. We draw another 2-drop. Cynical. We only play 1 Cynical Loner. This card is fine. It's a nice 3/1. They honestly can put good pressure here against mono red. This will be a great example of whether our deck, a good showing of whether or not our deck can stack up against this current metagame. One of the main things you have to factor in, though, I will say, I'm going to go ahead and go into attacks first and just play Loner here. One of the main things to factor in is that on Ashnod's Harvester, it's a 2-mana 3/1 artifact which has Unearth for 2s. You can bring it back and get an extra attack into it, which is huge. And this also combos with your Midnight Reapers. So you want to really get to turn 3. You want to turn 2, play your Ashnod's Harvester. Turn 3, play your Midnight Reaper, recklessly attack with them and not even worry about it. Part of me wants to he's a Start Your Engines deck. I haven't seen any red Start Your Engines deck yet, so I'm not going to be super familiar with this. I don't think I'm going to go for the block here. It's a little awkward, honestly, because I don't outrace mono red, right? Your main thing is to outlast them is going to be my main goal here. Does he block here, do we think? I'm curious. Let's go to our attacks and see. We don't have the 3 mana for a Midnight Reaper, so we just can't. We're not getting the value off that, but being able to draw a card is really nice here. But the thing is, this is not a May. So whenever this creature attacks, exile target card from a graveyard. You do have to exile something. And sometimes you want to be able to exile certain things. This is perfect, though. I can actually just go ahead and take this block, and this is totally fine. This is a beneficial block for me. It's kind of hilarious how well this card lines up against Screaming Nemesis. Yes, you take the 3 damage, and now I can't, heal for the rest of the game, but that's kind of irrelevant to me. But now I can unearth it later on. So you're trading a 2-drop for an uncommon 2-drop for a mythical 3-drop, taking the damage, getting rid of it, and then later on you can bring it back to attack. Also, just having graveyard removal in the current metagame feels really nice to always have access to. I probably just play double 1-drop here and go for Surveils. I probably go into attacks, my opponent's tapped out, and then go into double 1-drop. I'm at 14, they're at 17. Cards in hand is a big thing here. I'm going to dump the Gorehound. I don't want another 1-drop here. I want an extra Swamp here if possible. Nope, can't play that. That'll go straight to grave. I do play 21 Swamps. Usually, that's honestly probably just about right, / if anything, a little too many, but we're not getting that 3rd Swamp right now, so it's working against me. Still not getting the 3rd Swamp. That is unfortunate. That is bad luck. I have not seen that happen very often thus far. And here, this puts me in an awkward situation. Unfortunately, he can always activate this to make it 6 power. He's got probably lethal with burn in hand coming up. He's playing bigger red creatures. This is going to be... I need the fight to go longer is the main thing here. If I... trying to think how I want to attack. I always attack with the skeleton. Probably the Gorehound. I don't think the Gorehound is relevant as a blocker here, but I'm going to keep the Ghoul back and then play this as 5 power of blockers and decent toughness. And we're going to have to go into blocks here, which is really, really unfortunate. He's obviously going to have something, some sort of monstrous rage or something. Would this still kill post monstrous rage? Yes, it would. It's not prowess. These should be fine blocks. But he does have a plus. What is this card? Okay. Well, I mean, I respect it. My opponent is playing. Okay, he just takes the W, unfortunately. That's okay. That's game 1. That's game 1. We still, like, held up there a fair bit on 2 lands. That was just... I'm going to leave that up to a bad draw. Not getting the 3rd land there. We almost had the perfect setup. The Harvesters into the Midnight Reaper on 3 has been so good for me. I actually was initially playing only 1 Midnight Reaper, and I ended up upping the count up to 3. We're going to leave that one up to variance, because not hitting that 3rd land drop just really prevented me from being able to play the game the way I want to there. All right, next up, Big David 96. Love the name. Excited to see what he's playing today. Double 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. We'll keep with 2 lands. Yeah, we kept a 2-lander last game. Drew a few cards. Never draw the 3rd. That's okay. That's how it goes. It's Magic. What are you going to do? Not the most powerful 1-drop, obviously, in Standard. 1-mana 2/2 that enters tapped. It's not the most powerful thing in the world, but it just ends up working pretty well synergistically with this deck. I'm going to go Swamp into Ghoul. And this is, once again, very much a budget deck, with tons of upgrades, like, available along the way. Tons of ways to make this deck better. We'll take our 2nd Swamp this game. Go into attacks. Play our Harvester. Looking to play Cultist on 3. The Cultist is nice. It's a 4/1, so it just gets really good pressure and damage off very quickly, which in a black deck you kind of need since you lack the burn that a red deck would have. Our opponent is playing very, very slow. If we lose this game, that would be really unfortunate. This is kind of the perfect setup that we should have and we kind of need. Here we go. Really lucky start for me. Does he have the temporary lockdown? There's like the 3-mana white card that exiles everything. That is one of the biggest unfortunate answers to this deck. The exile effect is honestly arguably worth playing something main. He's going to have some sort of instant speed removal, but how much? What is it is the question. Can't flash in lockdown. That's totally fine. Totally okay. It does exile it, which is a little unfortunate. That's okay. That's also totally okay. The maps are sorcery speed only, correct? Yes, they are. I have access to 4 mana. What I'll probably do is play one of the Harvesters, play the Ghoul, and then pop a map probably on the Harvester so he can't easily block into it with a 1/1. There we go. And then next turn we have the other Harvester to proc as well, so we have even more attacking power than you would think. 3, 6, 8, 10. We have 10 power on board for next turn. He's going to play, yep, some 2/1 insects. That's okay. Draw a card. We have to race down our opponent. This kind of deck is not going to be the best at doing that. Now we're flooding. Really unfortunate to see the variance in these games. That land draw might literally be like what kills me. If this shows me a land, I swear. Okay. And that's just too small of a guy at this point in the game. We don't want that either. We just go out for all attacks, though. We don't want to... Get rid of this one. Get rid of that one, sure. We're going to go all out for attacks. You're never holding back. Honestly, one of the big benefits about this deck is that it's pretty brainless to play in a lot of ways. Obviously, there are things to plan out and things to factor in. But it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It does sacrifice, or sorry, exile at the beginning of end step. So, it is important. It is important that, you don't unearth it main phase 2. There's no value in unearthing something like that main phase 2. So we have lethal on board, but obviously our opponent's going to do something. Gain 3 life, that's fine. Game 3 life is fine. The one of Cynical Loner is mostly just here to put our Harvesters in the graveyard and put some of our returnable creatures in the graveyard. The goal of this deck is to smash out into our opponent. Oh my god, and now we flood again. Ugh, just a really poor showing of this deck, and I apologize for that. Hopefully, we get some better draws in Game 3 here. I mean, thankfully, the one positive of Arena is that if you get bad draws, if it's just going rough, the games are over super quickly. Super quickly, so less painful than certain other metagames. That just sucks. And I think I actually do want to pop these here. Oh, do I actually? I'll pop at least one just so I can see the top card of my library and like see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to keep that there. We're going to let this exile. See you later. I thought Unearth actually, like, technically, it might actually not trigger, to be fair, the other card now that I'm reading it. That's a good minute to end stab, leave the battlefield. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if this card would even trigger the Midnight Reaper, which is kind of unfortunate, but I feel like I'll have to see. Playing this outright, yeah, this is rough. He might stabilize against me here. The Slasher is a good draw, but if he has any sort of removal for it, it puts me in a weird spot. We just flooded the fuck out, you know. That's okay, it happens. Magic, what are you gonna do? Game 1, we droughted. Game 2, we flood. I am going to flip this over. We can grab this back, actually, if, yep. That's the power of, like, flipping stuff into the graveyard in this deck, is you're basically, like, putting stuff into the graveyard and then gathering it back later on with your excess mana. But, unfortunately, a lot of the effects right now, I will say, the main thing that does hurt this deck or kill this deck is a lot of the removal in standard right now being exile effects to deal with mono red ends up hurting me a ton in this situation. I think this is where I'm like almost safe to concede here. I think I am safe to concede. Gonna go ahead and call it. So I do think these first two games were really poor in terms of variance and in terms of RNG. Let's see if we can play. Let's play at least 2 more games. We have to at least end with a 50% win rate. Surely, right, Copium? Game 1, the drought, into Game 2, the flood. That's how it goes. Both games we kept good hands with 2 lands. What are you gonna do? That's Magic. We're going up against a is it Orc or Goblin? I don't know. Goblin Orc Girl here. 3 lands into 3 1-drops into Reaper. I will keep this all day. It's a great hand. Am I on the play or the draw? I didn't see that. Being on the play here is super fucking important. Usually I play Miner first. Just because there are, like, I usually play Miner first because there are a lot of creatures that have 1 toughness on turn 1 here. This is a crazy card to see. I'm sure he's going to play like a Johnny Pridemate on 2 here. And for some reason, if he blocks here, you know, whatever. Yeah, usually playing that is nice because then otherwise he'd be able to block this and actually take the kill. So usually playing the 2/2 on 1 is more relevant, and you can use the 2/1s to overwhelm later on, like happening right now. So now I get to go Swamp into Reaper. And then if he does block or if he does kill this in some way, it changes everything. He's saving up removal here, very obviously. I'm going to go ahead and play the Reaper. He might respond. Ooh, he just F6'd. Going for attacks. Reaper down. So any interaction is going to be awkward for him. Finally, a game where we had something play out, boys. There we go. We didn't flood. We didn't drought. We just played Magic the Gathering. Perfect draws, honestly. I will just go ahead and go into attacks. Even if he blocks the Reaper with the Enduring Innocence. Ooh, I actually don't know if that's worth it. I think it's actually better to keep it back here. I don't want to let him stabilize, but I kind of think that's important. He doesn't let me hit all full damage, so that's fine too. And then I can go into Slasher or Nighthawk here. Nighthawk is going to stop him. Slasher's more threatening. Nighthawk, I'm going to go Slasher, I think. I almost like Nighthawk to be able to stop his Hawk and stop him from gaining a little bit of incremental life every turn, but I don't think it actually is super relevant yet. There's no way he's playing Temporary Lockdown. If he whips out a Temporary Lockdown after playing a, yup, this card, yup, that's fine. I know this card's insane. Understandable. Have a nice day. Pridemate, there it is, as expected. Draw a card, super fair. Act for 2, gain 2. That's okay. I think we're still in this in a pretty good degree. Here I can go Snarlhound into Probably should just do this main phase too, but that's fine. I mean, I guess the surveil before I draw off of death triggers is actually relevant. I'm gonna do it like this. And I think put this in grave. This is actually not a bad card to draw here. Because it has Menace, which that like maneuverable is actually really good here. As well as I can pump it. This is like actually kind of nice to have here. It's a little small, but there's not that much big stuff in my deck in general. I am weirdly going to keep that. I think that is one of the more flexible cards at this point. And then I might go for the Midnight Reaper attack here. That one is debatable. You have the Nighthawk to block the Healer Hawk. He obviously blocked with Innocence, and then I would draw 2 cards or draw a few cards. Do I just keep the Reaper back? If the problem is the more I keep this back, the more he's gonna have more turns to gain life. I think I just go for the attacks. I'm losing my draw engine, but I think I have to end this quicker rather than later, because he's gonna keep gaining life to a decent extent. I assume he goes Innocence into Reaper, Pridemate into one of the any other creature. Maybe he's deciding which one, like whether it's minor or script is more relevant. So the reason I played these out main phase 1 was to like make sure I draw the right cards I wanted to. Arguably, I should have done it main 2 to threaten some sort of instant speed, like fake your own death thing. There is a good discussion there. Yep, that's pretty simple blocks. Correct blocks. Well played for my opponent. We draw 2 cards off of it, which is quite nice. He does gain some life. Get some triggers, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I have my land drop. I can now play the 1-drop. There we go. And then get the Surveil, which I will put this... I almost want to keep this on top. There's no way that's the right play. Because then it allows me to pump this an extra time if I have 6 available mana. Thankfully, the Ajani Pridemate does not have life gain itself. If he plays another one of these enchantments targeting the Pridemate, that's probably GG's. I fucking hate this card. Is that what he's doing? Please tell me you don't have another Shelter by Ghost. Okay. Whew. I was real scared there for a sec. That on the Pridemate, giving this, make it like a 5/5 with lifelink, probably ends me. That's fine. He's gaining... all the life gain is obnoxious. Really bad match. This video's been bad draws, bad matchups. It's been a rough time, but that's okay. What are you gonna do? Do I ever take the block? I don't think I care about this. I think I just let this through and try to... He's not gaining life on the attack. Let it through and try to kill my opponent in response. Alrighty. We have many things here. I think I just go all out into attacks. Look to pump my Lizard. Where possible, I can bring this back. And play this. Pump the Lizard, not pump the Lizard, we'll see. Depends what blocks he goes for. He probably goes... Doesn't block the Nighthawk. This is going to be tough. Can you get enough lifelink triggers to just kill me with the Pridemate? Do I have to have something to come in to block this? I might have to have something come in to be a chump blocker for the Pride. And he's really deciding. I do get the 2 life off the Nighthawk is going to be relevant here. This is fine. 1, 3, 4 damage. I could make it 6. I don't really see how that's relevant. He's going to gain 1 life. I think I just play double creature here. So I think I don't pump the Lizard at all. Let damage go through. Gonna get a little bit of life. That's fine. A skeleton. He only killed and blocked a skeleton. That's unfortunate. I don't know if he purposefully... I should have pumped this then. That was a misplay by me straight up. I am surprised I don't know if he purposefully played around that, but he only let a skeleton die. I couldn't actually activate this. That is an important clause. This, you can only return to the battlefield if a non-skeleton creature died under control this turn. Leyline of the Hope. Interesting. Real, okay. This game is getting really tough here. Assuming just goes Pridemate attack, which I would not block. Does he attack all out to get the life gain? You probably just attack all out, get the life gain, sustain. You're probably fine. Yeah, you're probably fine. You probably just do this. This is good too. Man, he's getting a fair bit of life here. Yeah, he found it. He just go. Yeah, I think you just do this. You get the life gain triggers off the attack as well. So he's about to make this a 9/9, I believe. Correct. This thing's about to get huge. Do I ever kill him here? Or is it over? If I draw Sugar Rush, I think I can kill him here. Maybe. Pass to blockers 9, 11. So I have to block here. It's not even up for discussion. There's no trample at least. We take that block. Does this get haste when it returns? No, it's just returning to the battlefield with finality counter. This has vigilance as well. This is probably GG's again. I can bring this back this turn at least. Planned, of course, just like how I wanted it to go. Put this over the graveyard. I think if I draw Sugar Rush, like maybe there's a nope, but there's the swamp. I think that's GG's, unfortunately. Really poor showing for this deck today, but I like to think it's because of the drought in game 1, flood game 2 into against a mono white life gain deck game 3. Like I don't know if I could have shown you guys 3 worse games for this deck. But I'll try my best. You know what? Next episode, I will try to actually show you guys 3 worse games. Don't you worry. I'll work very hard to do that. I'll work very hard to queue up even worse matchups next episode. Okay, the Steadfast Queen is operating very slowly. Understandable. I mean, it's a tough... I mean, is it a tough thing, actually? 2, 3... 4, 5... 6 plus to be pumped. 9. I think with what you see on the battlefield, I can't like kill you at all ever. He also is only blocking skeletons. He's playing around. This dude is playing around my fucking 1 mana 2/1 that can return to the battlefield. Holy guacamole, boys. I think we're cooked. We just FF honestly here. Let damage go through. That life gain that he got was just insanity. GG's. Okay, we'll do a few more games. I said we couldn't end on we can't end on a loss. Is budget mono black serviceable in standard? Even after the I do think it is. Is it the best budget deck out there? I don't think so, but I think it's really good. I would give this deck like a C+ to B tier rating. I think it's pretty solid. If you enjoy it, it's fun. It's good budget. Okay. Good hand. Let's keep this. We'll go Gorehound on 1 into like Raider plus Gorehound on 2. Get multiple Surveil triggers. Nice that the Slasher is hilariously blocks. Menace is our main thing. So we go Gorehound number 2. Trigger. Miner. And then the Miner, so a really cool thing is I think I throw this in the graveyard. The reason being, when I attack with my Harvester, I'm going to target his graveyard if we can put 1 card in his graveyard. And the Harvester, I do want this engraved. Okay. 1 more trigger. This I think I want, especially in this matchup on top. I believe so. That one's a little tougher. I think I want this one on top. I think so. Especially for this matchup. Okay, there we go. Feeling pretty good here. We're never blocking here, because if we double block here to kill this Whisper, he plays 1 shock, 1 thing, and just blows me the fuck out. Or he plays this on turn 2. Okay. I guess haste. Okay. I could double block here, kill one of these, kill the Swift Spear. Does that matter? Is it even good to trade 1 for 1 in this sort of situation? I kind of don't think so. I'll just take the damage. He's red on the... I'm on the play. Okay. And now I think I just go attacks and then Slasher. I kind of do want to get this going, but the way the mana lines up, we're going to go attacks into Slasher. If he wants to like lightning strike my Slasher, that's fine. We get triggers here. This goes Drave. This, I think, stays, especially in this matchup. I kind of want these pump spells in this matchup, this sort of interaction. I only play 2 Sugar Rush. It's like this is probably one of the weaker cards in the deck, in my opinion. It is something I'd probably get rid of. Do I want to? I think I just do no blocks here. If he goes for Lightning Strike on the Slasher, that's fine. If he goes to Lightning Strike face, it's like everything's fine. Yeah, he has Shock. He gets Prowess. Is he gonna double shock this? What's his play here? Yeah, that's fine. Gets in 7 damage, kills my Slasher. I'm okay with that. We get another trigger there, which is nice. I still do want the Sugar Rush on top, hilariously. Yeah, I think I do. Maybe I'm trolling for that, but I think I do want that. And now, the problem with my mana is so awkward here. I think oh man, my mana is really, really awkward here, unfortunately. Really sucks. I think I go attack, attack, leave 1 back to like block and fake your own death here. Which one do I want to fake your own? I actually want to leave this one back then. Because I'll get double trigger if I leave that one back to do it. Okay. Sure. So we're going to do this. I could also play this till I try to draw a card. And, what's it called? I could have also played... Oh, maybe I should have just played the Harvester to block, actually. And then be able to bring it back. I'm in an awkward spot with my mana. A really awkward spot, unfortunately. As to attackers. Interesting. He's really... Okay, he's also tapped out here. Past the blockers, yes. What do I care about killing the most? Probably the mouse, one of the mice. Block. Fake your own death. I'll do a treasure office, which is a big reason I'm doing this. This comes back. I get a treasure. I really, really want the treasure here, hilariously, to even out my mana curve. I actually do want a swamp. Ugh. But now I don't need it. No, I don't need the swamp now because I'm... Actually, do I need 1 more mana still if I'm going to be targeting? No, I don't think so. Then we get rid of the swamp. Slasher, we probably can. I think I do just want the gas right now. And Slasher is just so hard for these decks to deal with. So what I do now is... Oh, man, it is awkward. Like here again. I need to leave some blockers here. Do I just leave Slasher? And then this Slasher comes up and then he can't really answer both that well. I think I go attacks. Yeah, into Slasher. But then I can't do my 2-drop, which I wanted to do. Maybe I should have... Oh, it's so awkward. I think what I should have done is I should have Sugar Rushed something on the attack. I think I misplayed here, to be fair. I think I should have Sugar Rushed something on the attack and then see if I draw the Swamp, which I would have. Ugh. Do I keep this one because I need a little more mana? Whatever. I think I played this game weird and sequenced it weird, but that's okay. I think I should have Sugar Rushed something on the attack, which allows me to draw a card, which would have drawn the Swamp, which I then can play the Slasher after. I think that's the correct play. Monstrous Rage, Sorcery Speed. Come on. We can't be losing to this. It does give it trample. I think we do just lose, right? I think we're dead. We blocked 3-5. We're not quite. I mean, he needs 1. He needs 1 damage. Good game. Losing to that is really unfortunate. Show me your shock. Show me something. Don't BM. Don't BM. Why is it always the worst players that BM? Surely he's not. Is he waiting for a GG? I'll give him the GG. Why is it the worst players that BM? Why? Ah, it's so frustrating. Oh, man. Rough day. Rough day for Mono Black, man. I could have played the game better, though. That last game was at least, like, it felt like it was in my control. The first 3 games today felt like really shitty RNG. That game felt like I could have played it a fair bit different. I think I should have gone Sugar Rush into see if I draw a land. Because then I have the option to go 2-drop and a 3-drop or 2-drop and a 2-drop. It gives me more... It gives me more options. Okay. I love the name, Joe Mama. We're going to go this into 2-2 on turn 1. I like the 2/2 instead of the 2/1. On 1. Plays tap land. That's good for me. I think we just played double 1-drop. Doesn't really matter here, but double 1-drop and then allows us to draw a land and play Midnight Reaper on 3. We could get double Midnight Reaper going. That'd be sick. Our opponent's only going to have like 2 cut downs or 2 pieces of removal maximum. He's going to play this outright. Fair enough. More power to you. It's a 3/2, so it's not great for blocking into our current threats. He's just going to chump block here. He's just trying to slow me down a little bit. Play the Harvester. And I respect it. Slow me down, you know, be able to draw a card next turn if you need to. Another tap land. Okay. Good. I'm going to play around. I drew the Fake Your Own Death, which is super lucky here. We get to exile this, which is nice. Slightly relevant. Let's see what he goes for. He goes for Go for the Throat. I'm going to go into Fake Your Own Death here. I don't know if I still get the attack now, though, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I saved the creature, but I don't get the damage. Ooh, actually, I should save that just in case I don't draw land here. Man, part of me feels like it is so much better, actually, to just play this here. And if I don't draw the land, I think it's better to do this. I think this is the better play. If I don't draw the land, then skill difference, I'm bad at the game. You know, what are you going to do? I think I have to play this out here. If bro plays like 4 mana black, I don't know if there is a board wipe in standard right now that does that. Board wipe would suck, but I don't know if that exists right now. What you got, Joe? See what Joe is cooking. Okay, Shieldred kind of does stabilize a little bit. I respect that. We draw one of our few 3-drops. Once again, the RNG. I'm getting skill dapped a little bit. I'll be honest. We get to exile that. Sure. Go to blockers. He's going to block this. I mean, I will happily let him block that all day. I think that's the worst block for him because then next turn I can bring it back as an attacker. I feel like he should have... I know you take 1 more damage this turn, but... I feel like that's the worst block there. I sacrifice a non-token creature. This is actually going to matter. Probably though, even though it's Menace, I think I do have to block that there. Or have to drop that there. Maybe that was a mistake. We'll see. I lose life. That's fine. So I can hit him for 5 here. He's literally one away. This does... I can hit him for 5 no matter what happens, essentially. I can also kill his Shieldred here. Is that worth it, though? Is he just gonna... Is that gonna let him stabilize too much, or should I just go face? This is really tough. I think I probably should just go face here. I really need a land, unfortunately. I'm gonna go into attacks here. Hilariously, Sugar Rush the one he doesn't block, I think. No, he's gonna gain life. No, I just need to kill the Shieldred. Whatever, man. Here you go. Kill the Shieldred. I lose a little bit of life. That's fine. I think I have to stop it. The problem is if he plays another Shieldred now, I'm gonna be absolutely boned out of my mind. Okay, that's fine. Don't draw into a shield. Okay, I thought I was using the draw. Okay, he's just playing it down as a 3/2. That's fine. You have 4 mana. Don't do it. Don't do it to me, man. So close to getting him here. So close to having him. I am going to unearth this. Put him to 2. Cut down that. Sure. Okay. That's fine. That's less fine. I mean... Oh, so frustrating. The rest is totally fine. Non-creature. No targets. You got me, dude. He's gonna be able to... I was gonna say, he's gonna be able to start activating the cottage. 7 power. He kills me in 2 turns. I don't have haste. You probably just attack. I droughted again. which I cannot believe. He gets a food token. I think I just lose now. He stabilizes. This is you know what this is? This is Magic the fucking Gathering. Yes, I could have played better in one game. I think every other game today, this is what we call Petrowski's no good, rotten, unlucky, unfucking lucky Magic the Gathering day. Could not win a single game. Could not show you guys this pretty underrated, like pretty cool. Is it a will this carry you like post diamond? Probably not. I think like pushing low diamond or high plat with this kind of deck is probably the best you can do. I don't think it's like that good to push past that. But that was just pathetic. What a pathetic showing. Unlucky. Sometimes it's not your day. I hope you guys still enjoyed. Hopefully, you know, you had fun. And I like to upload everything that I record just to show you guys, like, it fucking happens to the best of us when you just lose and lose and lose. Everybody loses, right? Everybody has losing days. I don't like not uploading the losing sessions because then it seems like I'm like hiding them and picking and choosing and yada, yada, yada. I don't like that. I like showing you guys the days where I win a ton, the days where I lose a ton. That's how it goes. GG's. Like it if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe for more Magic the Gathering content. I'll see you guys later. Peace or Reno.